You'll start with an opening statement, then we'll take questions.
Yeah, I'm just excited to be here. Again, this is my 20th year at the Naval Academy, and every bowl game is cherished by us because again, there's not too often you can get to bowl games. Last year was the first year didn't get a chance to go. So, anytime that we can come to a bowl game, we're very excited. We're very thankful. Again, it's a blessing for our program. And to be here with you guys, it's my first press conference before a bowl game. Normally, I'm using my room sleep right now, but I'm excited to be here. Again, just welcome, open any questions, and let's fire away.
I'll start.
All right.
When you look at Kansas State,
Yes.
they like to possess the ball themselves, which means it's a good chance it could be a limited possession
Right.
game. Do you take that into account when you do your own game planning?
Yes, we do. But again, it just goes back to how we have to play. We have to be very detailed in what we do and take advantage of all our possessions. For us, to me, this is like playing against Air Force and playing against Army. Where those games are, both teams are possession teams. You might get 10 possessions a game. So we understand that. But now it makes every possession important. Mistakes, you can't have them. So again, this is a very, very important game, very scary game for us because again, we can't make a mistake because if you do, you might not see the football. So get a taste of our own medicine, but again, we're ready for it. We've covered it. Our guys understand that, and they're ready to play.
What more can you say about Malcolm and just what he's been able to get you guys?
It's been a pleasure watching him play. Obviously, this is a senior year, and it goes by fast. I kind of made a comment to him yesterday. We had our last, padded practice. I said, "Man, this is your last one." He kind of paused and was like, "Wow, yeah, it is." He kind of got quiet a little bit. So, it's a kind of a sad deal for me, to see this been his last one. But at the same time, it's been really fun to watch him play, to watch him develop from the first year. Kind of moving around from A to quarterback. One of his first plays his first year came in the bowl game. Against La Tech, he came his very first play was I think a 50-yard touchdown on the quarterback boot. So we knew what we had. Just a matter of us getting it right and finally putting him where he belongs. And this year, obviously, we put him there. This is your team, your offense, and he's been nothing but spectacular for us. And again, it's been a real pleasure to watch him.
What are your thoughts on the K-State defensive line and watching?
Well, their entire defense. These guys are very, very tough, and they're very, very physical. I don't know Coach Kleiman at all personally, or Coach Hazelton, but I did meet Coach Matt Ince, that's at North Dakota State right now. Those guys are all the same. They all look the same. The kind of guy you want to go in a bar fight with, So we know what we're going up against. Very, very tough. They're very physical, very, very disciplined. So we understand what we're walking into. We're prepared, and we're a physical football team. We pride ourselves on being physical. Again, it's going to be a short game, like we said, but it's going to be a very, very physical game, very tough game. Our guys are up for it, and we're ready to play.
How many plays are in a triple option offense playbook?
Really, if things are going right, you probably run about 6 plays. If you're doing it right and you're pretty good up front, pretty good all around. About 6, but again, we have a lot of plays. By the same time, you have your base plays, which you always want to make sure that you can go to every single game and run those plays. So we have about 6 plays that are our base offense. That we would love to be able to go into every single game and be able to run. But at the same time, we have a pretty big playbook at the same time. But we want to be able to run our base plays, be effective at those, and then all the stuff that comes off of them, whether it's play action or a little, one call it a trick play, but a little detail play that we have that will add to something. But other than that, 6 plays, and again, this is my favorite saying from my favorite movies. Remember the Titans? It's like Novocaine, just give it time. It always works.
Now, that said, this year you have been able to incorporate a few new answers to certain things that defenses have presented to you. And you only would be able to do that when you have a quarterback that
Right.
can handle these kinds of things.
Yes.
Opening up the playbook. Do you think that when you look at what Malcolm has been able to do as a runner, do you think that overshadows and maybe leaves a little underrated for how he is as an actual option quarterback?
I think it does. A lot of people just look at, when he makes his cuts, ooh, the crowd goes ooh, but again, he's a really good football player. Obviously, he's a great runner, but as far as an option quarterback, he's gotten better as the year's gone on. Again, he has his little quirks about him. He's a very meticulous kid. He's very detailed. He's very hard on himself. I can remember one of the first things he said to me when he moved over, he said, "Coach, I just want I don't want to come over and I want to be good at quarterback. I want to be good at this. Don't bring me over here and I don't want to screw up. So I understood that about him, and it's my job to make sure that he is ready to play every single week. But again, a lot of people kind of overlook what he's done as an option quarterback, as far as outside of all of his runs. But he's operated our offense great. Hasn't turned the football over. He had a couple of interceptions, but as far as fumbling the football, he takes care of the football, makes great decisions in the passing game as well. If it's not there, he does what he does best. He pulls the ball down and runs with it. So he's made, for us this year, our offense very, very solid. He's made us very, very scary offense, if you want to look at it. I mean, I'm just being honest. When he drops back, what are you going to do on defense? Are you going to drop your guys? Are you going to spy him? So it kind of makes us hard to defend, which helps us in our overall scheme. It does. And again, the biggest thing for me was just to be there to help manage his emotions. It's like a relationship, being a husband and wife on the sideline. Sometimes he comes over, he's upset about something. It's my job to say, hey, calm down, we're fine. Let's move on. But just being there just to see his development as the years went on, from being, the very, very first game to where he is now, he's more vocal. He's taking control. He's talking to guys. He's more outgoing on the sideline. He gets fired up now. So, again, to see that progression and that maturity go from his first game to where he is now, it's been great to see. But, again, just for me, just being there to manage his emotions, be there for him, answer any questions, to draw stuff on the board for him, to show him. But, again, he's played really well. He's definitely taken that part of it. Me being there, took advantage of it. He'll talk to me about things. But other than that, he said, Coach, I'm good. And I'll leave him alone. I won't get in his ear. I'll walk away, let him sit there, think about the game. And he's responded very well for us.
How often do you end up audibilizing with these plays, and what advantage is it to look over to the sideline and get that last bit of information?
Well, we can do it both ways. The QB always has an option to, if he can get us in a better play, that's his job. And that's my job to coach him up and make sure every single game he knows the game plan, what are our best plays. But at the same time, we do have the ability to also look to the sideline, and we can see the best play, and we can give it to him too. So it works both ways, but at the same time, he always has the option to get us in a better play.
And watching Davis got at K-State, I was curious about your thoughts on number 56, Wyatt Hubert. He kind of blew up the season.
Yes. Well, again, they're all good football players, but for us, when we go back to what we do on offense and why we do what we do on offense, again, you're going to have teams that have great defensive ends, great linebackers, great nose guard, great guy in the secondary. But what we do on offense, it limits what they can do because, again, it's assignment football. So you might have that great defensive end who's a great pass rusher, but against us it's going to be, oh, man, I have to sit here and have to take the fullback, take the quarterback, and that, again, to do that over and over again, sometimes guys get frustrated with doing that in the game. Then they decide to, I'm going to do my own thing, and when they do, there goes the fullback. So, again, we always go back to what we do on offense and how that helps us against those great players. So we try to limit those guys and what they can do, try to give them more to look at, far as their assignments. Because, again, we know that they're going to be taught certain things all week long in practice and told certain things. But we want to come into the game, see what they're doing. Then we will adjust and try to put those specific guys in binds. Hey, make them think more than just their one specific assignment. Make them think about, getting blocked from a guy on the outside. So it's always our mindset, to take those great players, make them one-dimensional, and that helps us overall.
Well, yeah, and that seems like K-State's linebackers might be in for a long day. Any thoughts on 25?
Again, very, very active, very, very physical. Again, we know what we're going to do on offense. We think we have an idea what they're going to do on defense. The thing that we do know going to this game, there won't be any surprises. Their coaches have seen this offense, I think, over the years, maybe 10 times, a few times at North Dakota State when they played Georgia Southern, and a handful of times at Air Force when Coach Hazelton was at Wyoming. So there won't be any surprises. They know what they're doing. They'll have a package, what they're doing. And again, when your kids are very, very tough and physical against this kind of offense, that's what you want. Guys are not going to give up. Guys are going to keep fighting, keep scrapping, and take you on every single play. Because again, it's going to be a lot of one-on-one base blocking, a lot of physical two-on-one base blocking. So we're going to do what we do. At the same time, they're going to do what they do. We haven't seen much change in them. They have a philosophy in what they do. They're tough and they're physical. And they're going to bring it to the game and say, hey, line up, bring it. We're ready for it. So.
I'd like to ask you about your offensive line, if you don't mind. This is a very consistent program in a lot of levels in the last
Yes.
10 years. With 3 seniors and 2 juniors, and this appears to be a
Yes.
Is this a typical offensive line that maybe, or is it maybe above what you want?
Well, I would say a little bit above, for the main fact that they've been our starting five the entire season. That very rarely happens. You'll lose guys, but some are banged up too, so they're very, very tough kids. But they're probably a notch above. Now, again, we talked about their legacy and what they want to leave as a program. Obviously, beating Army was something that they hadn't done, so that was definitely a notch for them. But again, offensively, we have a chance to hit some important numbers for this offense to be able to put themselves at the top of what we've done over the years. So, but again, a great group, great kids. They play hard. They're very, very tough. But again, they're a step above because of the fact that they've played all together all year long. And they've gotten better and better as the years gone on.
And with Jamel moving from JV to varsity, not knowing your program like others do, I'm curious, is that normal to have one or two guys do that a year, or is this pretty different to have?
Well, it's the first that this has happened where guys come on like he has. Again, we've had guys who, would play, on Fridays in our JV games, that will suit up on Saturday just in case we need them. But for a young man to go from playing on our JV team to come and do what Jamel has done is incredible. And again, Coach Nehemiah found him, I shouldn't say found him, but notice we use what we call a catapult system, which tracks our guys' speed during practice. I think he ran like a 21, was his top speed one day, and that was pretty fast. And we're like, wow. We haven't had a lot of guys do that. So we brought him over and put him in for a few plays, a few different schemes, but then got him in the game and said, hey, you know what, let's try him between the tackles, see if he'll run between the tackles, if he's not just a perimeter guy. And he definitely showed up for us. So, again, it's been a pleasure to watch him, perform this year. But also, I will say this, I want to say something for Nelson Smith, who, again, was a starter for us. Jamel comes out of nowhere and kind of takes over, but Nelson, he hasn't pouted. He's been right behind him. They sit together in meetings, at dinners. They're always talking on the sideline. He's always talking to those guys. So, again, that's something that we were missing. Something like that happens. Some guys didn't understand that, hey, that's your role. If you get beat out by a guy, hey, now you have to support that guy. And to see Nelson do that for him for the entire season, it's been a pleasure for me to see that.
Obviously, you don't have to utilize it a whole lot, but if you do need to go to the passing game, how do you feel about where your team's at on that?
I think we have a solid passing game. Again, it's a fine line, guys. When you go into a game and you're able to run the football, it's hard to pass the football. I mean, when you can win a game running the football, it's what you're going to do. It's what we're built on. But at the same time, we felt going into the season that we had to be better throwing the football. So we brought in Billy Ray Stubbs from Hawaii, help us in our passing game. So we have a pretty solid passing game. We can get in the gun and throw the football, and from under center as well. He's gotten so much better throwing the football this year. That was one of his, I wouldn't say a weakness for him, but something he just had to get more confidence in doing. He could always throw the football, just a matter of turning it loose. One of his first passes in his first start was against SMU 2 years ago, and he went to throw it and thought twice about it to try to pull back and slip out of his hand, and they intercepted it. And from that point on, he was gun shy for a long time. But this year, started in spring ball, just, hey, we're going to throw the football a lot more, get out of your hands, throw the ball, get rid of it, and just to get that confidence in throwing the football, and turning it loose, I should say. And so he's gotten better at that. So we're having the bit to throw the football is great for us. We can do it. So on defense, what are you going to do? What are you going to prepare for? We can get in the gun and run our offense. We can run from the center too. So that helps us overall, because on defense, a lot you got to get prepared for when you play us. So hopefully that will help us on Tuesday.
How much do you think of it as a four-down game, and when do you know it's the indication you're going to get it to go on fourth down? Does he say on third down, hey, we're going to get 2 more downs, or how you guys think about that?
Yeah, sometimes it's been a surprise this year. We've gone forward in some pretty, and we and Coach I said, man, why did I do that? Why did I go for it? But normally when we get, maybe our 40-yard line, but the most obvious, once we pass the 50-yard line, we're definitely for our territory. So, but normally, third down, second down, he always say, hey guys, 4-down territory, we're going for it. So, again, there's been some times where he questions his decision, but it's worked out for us. So, it's always good. But at the same time, he always gives an indicator of when we're going to go for it.
I'm pretty confident. That's something I've been working on a lot this past off season, throughout the season. So it's something that I'm comfortable with, and I'm pretty confident in it.
What are your thoughts on this time of possession battle that you guys are going to have? Both teams are so good with time of possession.
Just play Navy football. Just worry about what we're doing. Hold the ball. Don't turn the ball over, and just play Navy football.
What's been the key for you this season, Malcolm? Why have things worked so good for you and Navy?
Just working hard in the off season. Have a great O-line, great support staff, and the skill players. So just all the hard work we put in during the off season.
Does it take any special characteristics to play quarterback for a school like Navy, running the triple option?
I'd say so. You know, a lot of special guys have come through here. A lot of special guys have played at quarterback, and every one of them, I would say, has something about them. You know, like guys like Keenan and all the great quarterbacks that came through here. So I would say so. I just couldn't put my finger on it.
What would you say stands out to you about Kansas State's defense?
Their speed, for sure. They have some good size, but the thing that pops out the most on film is definitely their speed.
Just put in words how important this game is for you guys to win your final game.
It's extremely important. You know, our motto throughout the whole year is 1-0, and that hasn't changed whether we're playing a team in our conference or a bowl game or Army. It's 1-0, so we carry that mindset throughout the season, and we'll be carrying it into the bowl.
You listen to some experts, and they might say, hey, Navy played their best game against Army. This might be a letdown game for them. What would be your response to that?
I don't have a response for it. I don't like to pay attention to, you know, the media and stuff like that. Just focus on trying to put the team in the best position to win the game and doing my part in that.
What kind of high are you on right now? Coming off 304 rushing yards, most in the country.
I wouldn't say much has changed. Just going out to practice every day, trying to get better, trying to make sure I know what's going on. So just carrying the 1-0 mindset into the next game is
When are you most dangerous?
In open field, I would say. Maybe, I'm not sure.
As a quarterback who carries the ball so much, what do you do to stay healthy and keep doing that every game?
I'm in the training room constantly. We have a great support staff and training room, so I'm in there almost whenever I have free time. So just getting in there as much as possible.
You said you're from Tennessee. What city?
I'm from Clarksville, Tennessee.
Okay. So how much more does that mean for you to be playing this game here?
It means a lot. A lot of my friends and family, some who haven't been able to make it out to a couple games, they're going to be here. So it's going to be a great way to go out.
I've never heard of the kind of path that you have being pulled out of the stands to play your first game. Can you tell me about that experience as a freshman?
It was a great experience. I was definitely surprised. Didn't think my college career would start that way, but like you said, I was sitting in the stands. I was with the rest of the team that wasn't playing, just relaxing. And our starting quarterback at the time got injured, so we had some depth chart issues at the time, and so I got pulled out of the stands into the locker room. They had to go get my pads and stuff, bring them to the stadium, and then I got changed out, and luckily got to play a little bit there.
What's going through your mind? You go out there and play your first snap.
I was extremely nervous, but I was excited at the same time. Once I got out there, just all the nerves went away, and I was playing football again, so it was fun.
Yeah, obviously. They have their defensive coordinator has a history of facing Air Force, so they should be well prepared. But we know what we can do, and we've been pretty successful this year, so we're excited for the opportunity. Obviously, anytime we play a Power 5 school, we're excited, and we're trying to obviously get the Power 6 motto going, just because we feel like our conference is a little disrespected, and that's okay. We're working on it, but we're very excited for the opportunity.
What does it mean to be able to have a chance to get to a school record for wins?
It's huge. Only one team's done it before. I think it was 2015. And we're just really excited. It's been obviously a huge turnaround of a season, going 3-10 last year, and we take great pride in that as far as just our senior class, kind of being the group to turn around the team and being where we are now. So.
Thank you.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
How
How you doing?
you doing? Scott Fritchen. As an outside guy, just looking in, just what is it like to play with Malcolm Perry?
I love that question, actually. It makes my job easy, but he's a hell of a player. Obviously, he's the toughest guy now. I don't know. I mean, it just makes our job very easy. He's the best player I've played with, and he can make a big run any time or score at any point in the game. And it's really the best feeling when you're blocking and then you look up and he takes off and you know he's going to get into the end zone. So I don't know. He's a hell of a player. It's kind of hard to describe.
Do you get a sense from him entering this game just how important this game is to him?
Honestly, he is like the most humble, quiet guy you probably ever meet, and he never gets too high or never gets too low. So it's kind of hard to get his emotions. He'll tell you he's really nervous or really excited, but you never know. You can't tell. But I know he's got a lot of records on the line that he's pretty close to breaking. So I don't know if he knows about that or if that's in the back of his head or not. But he would never let you know about it anyway. So I'm sure he's excited. It's just another game, you know. But we're excited to be here, obviously.
It is, and I'll say we've had that plaque before, you know, the NCAA rushing title, and we haven't had it in a few years, and it's something we take pride in as an offensive line, being able to attain that goal, and now having done so, it's pretty special. And we got other goals we're trying to get to as well, setting school records, getting Malcolm some records, and we're hoping to do that this game.
You know, the politics of college football being what they are, do you get a little extra excitement to be able to kind of prove that against a Big 12 team?
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, any opportunity to play a big team is great, and it excites us. It makes us want to play that much better, make ourselves that much better, practice harder. So it's good. It's real good to have this opportunity, and we've had a blast here, and we're hoping to cap it off with a good win.
What does it mean then to be able to get that 11th win, kind of to tie the school record for wins? You know, this is you know.
No, that's a good question.
It's just not something that happens. What kind of pride, especially in light of the rebound from last year?
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, it's a great question, and you know, something I was just talking about how great it would be to be considered one of the greatest Navy football teams, along with that past team that had 11 wins, and you know, happy that we're in this position to do that, and you know, we have a 1-0 mindset. We've had it all season, and here we are in our last game, and we're approaching like every other game. You know, just as our main focus, and if we can get this done, and maybe reflect later after we get this win, and it'll be sweet. It'll be sweet. But right now, we got to worry about getting it done first. You know.
So, you know, at the beginning of the year. There's a lot of talk, and when I was at spring practice, I saw you guys were smaller. I mean, you guys cut a lot of weight before the season. So now looking back over the course of the season, you know, do you feel like that helped you maybe get to the second, third level? Maybe you kind of.
Yeah. That's a great question, and something that the coaches put a lot of emphasis on the off season, especially particularly with the O-line. And we've noticed, and I believe that it's helped a good bit. Just being able to move in this offense is super important, especially at the offensive line position. And to be able to do that effectively, to move up a second and third level, is what can spring some big plays every now and then. And those can be game changers, right? So the little tiny details that some people might not even think about that go into this game is pretty insane. And I would say that that's one of many things coming into this offseason and coming into this season, that you know, had a good effect on our season.
Well, it's kind of funny because, you know, you see Malcolm run 70 yards doing what he does, but then, you know, 2 seconds later, you know, there's a couple of offensive linemen, you know, right behind him. You're running down the field with him. Do you race him down the field a little bit?
Yeah, you know, it's funny you ask that. A lot of us on the O-line, maybe other than the bigger boys like Forney or some of the guards, but we try and race each other at the offensive line. You know, we take pride in our effort as an offensive line, and you know, that's one way we show it, and we have a lot of fun with it. And you know, it's always exciting to see Malcolm break one down the field, and you know, we're wanting to meet him in the end zone to celebrate. So that's part of it as well.
Bittersweet. What are your emotions right now?
Yeah, it is bittersweet, and you know, we've had a great time here in Memphis, and excited to hopefully cap off this experience with a good win.
And what do you think of Kansas State?
So Kansas State, they're a good football team. You know, they're big, physical, fly around, and you know, we're gonna have to bring some good effort to get after these guys, and we're looking forward to the challenge.
Have you and Malcolm talked at all about both of your last game together?
Yeah, you know, not too much. It's gonna be something we'll probably reflect on soon after, and stuff we'll reminisce on, and all the good times we've had together.
And only one other Navy team has had that record if you win this next game. Is that any extra motivation? Or?
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, no doubt. It's to be on the level of that team, and with them considered to be one of the greatest football teams and Navy football teams in history, you know, it'd be an honor to be right up next to them with our record and our season we've had this year.
The last game of the season, how bittersweet is it?
It's exciting because it's a big game, so we're excited to play in it. But it's also like in the back of my mind, it's like the last game ever that I'm gonna be able to play in. So it's very bittersweet, but at the same time, like it's fun to look forward to it, and we're excited to get after the game and just play in this game. But yeah.
What have you guys been going over in practice about Kansas State? What do you see from them?
Really, they're fast guys up front. They're fast, got a lot of talent, but we're excited to get after it and just play these dudes. Like, it's a good competition. We got something to prove. We kind of got a little chip on our shoulders, so we're excited to get after these guys and play in the game. But.
And going from last season to this season, how surreal has this season been for your senior season?
It almost doesn't even feel like this is real. Like, as far as we were saying, like all off season, like we're like redemption team, like we're gonna turn it around. But to the point, like we've turned it around to the point that it's just I'm just so blessed and so excited about it. Every single time we get it, every win we get, every practice we have, you just feel better and better about the team, and the goals that we set forward, we're accomplishing them every time we step on the field. So it's just awesome being on the senior class, like that's leading the way, and I'm excited for the future guys that are coming up. But yeah.